For the latest film interviews, reviews, and everything making news in pop culture, subscribe to Film Companion now.
If you like the team, it's the best thing. If you don't, then it's the worst.
Good luck.
Then you're stuck with them for seasons and forever.
Social media is such an easy access to people's feelings. So, I mean, they can just say anything and get away with it, which I've realized over a period of time because for me, I think I block 10 people every day. It's not even funny.
Even when we're promoting the show, it's always like, it's the best, it's the greatest. I get so exhausted with that because it's like, we've not made a masterpiece, let's accept.
My mother is big, just Rasika. She's a huge fan of yours. So in the morning, I told her she'll be at the interview and she just went mad. So we were watching Out of Love and both of us were so impressed.
Hi Rasika, Ehsaas. Welcome to Creators Crossing. It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really delighted. I'm so excited for this.
I mean, I am as well. The aim of this show always was to bring together sort of artists and actors from different worlds to just sort of, explore their unique journeys. And I'm so excited to be talking to the both of you. Rasika, with you, last year was a pretty shitty year for the human race, but for you, it was very exciting professionally. I mean, you had 3 major releases across platforms. There was Loot Case, there was Suitable Boy, and of course, Mirzapur, where you essentially stole that season. And of course, while most of us were at home doing nothing, you also worked on your own short film, which you co-wrote. You also worked on a podcast. And Ehsaas, with you, despite being 21, you've worked in the industry longer than most veterans. You started at the age of 4, which is insane when you think about it. Obviously, most known for as a child actor, as sort of Shah Rukh Khan's son in Kank. And more recently, you've sort of exploded as this digital star, web series like Hostel Days, Kota Factory, and Girls Hostel. And even with you last year, you from home were churning out all kinds of sketches and skits. So just for both of you, did you feel a pressure last year to be productive and create, or was it just fun to have something to work on? Where did these projects come from? I mean, the ones that you guys made by yourselves at home.
I think for me, really, it was a need to be productive at that time. And I was actually really sort of struggling with the idea of taking time off. Because, earlier I used to sort of applaud myself at being this workaholic. But I think more recently in my life, especially because I've had so much work in the last 2 years, I've sort of felt the need to calm down a little bit and sort of practice being free. So I was really sort of trying to do that during lockdown, but I couldn't successfully.
Ehsaas, what about you?
I think pretty much what Rasika said, that I think for me, it was very cloudy in the beginning. So the whole lockdown happened and I was still trying to figure things out. I'm a person who used to romanticize being like busy all the time and not having time for myself. So I used to be very proud about that fact. And then I had a few people, very close people, who told me that I need to take a break. I need to rest. I need to start saying no to projects. Because मेरे लिए ऐसा होता था कुछ भी आ जाता था, even if it's not good enough, I used to just say yes, कि हाँ चलो करते हैं, because I love working. But then at the same time, I realized that I need to just like calm down and just look at the bigger picture. Like the first video that was approached, I was like very, very excited because I also wanted to see how I can do this on my own, like how I can work from home and how I can shoot on my own and, put a Zoom call and, get directed via Zoom. So I was just very excited and I wanted to explore this, and I started enjoying it at some point because I then again and again, back to back, I got so many sketches and stuff. So I kept, and then I had to do a few sketches with my mother. She's also an actress. So that was the fun part. So I couldn't say no to that. But it just kept happening. I got the gist of it. And there at one point, we started shooting outside. My first shoot outside was very scary. It was for an ad. I couldn't wrap my head around it, but I still managed to do. And now I'm like just shooting every day outside. So it's just become that way.
And speaking of, shooting every day outside, both of you have been busy shooting season 2s of your respective shows. Rasika, you had obviously Mirzapur come out last year, but you've also been shooting the second season of Out of Love. Ehsaas, you obviously have Girls Hostel season 2 coming out on Sony Live, and you've also been busy shooting the second season of Kota Factory. So I wanted to ask both of you, what is the key to getting back into the skin of a character after a long gap? Do you rewatch episodes from season 1, or when you're back on set, does it all just come back automatically? How do you do that?
I actually consciously try and forget what I know because I really feel that it's so difficult to reprise a character after you have watched it as opposed to you being it, and after you've heard everything everybody has had to say about that part. There's been reviews, there's been feedback, friends, family, whatever, and there's so much more information than you actually need. So that was a challenge for me, really. I've never done this before. I've never revisited a part after I've watched this person on screen, as opposed to just being this person. So, yeah, those were some of the challenges. I think it turned out very interestingly because I always say it's almost like I felt like I was meeting an old friend because you kind of know this person, but this person has changed a little bit since you knew them last, but somewhere their basic wiring is the same. So you understand them fundamentally, but they've also changed because they've had different experiences in their life. So that's kind of what I felt when I met Beena Tripathi in Mirzapur too.
Wonderful way of looking at it, meeting an old friend. Ehsaas, what about you?
I think my way is completely different. I definitely watched the first season because because for me, every season that shot right now, there's been like a 1.5 year gap. So, unfortunately, but I have to go back and watch it because I completely forgot how Richa is or how Shivangi is for that matter. But with Girls Hostel, actually, the lucky part was that my character from the show and me are very similar. Like, I think Richa and Ehsaas's personality match a lot. But definitely for Kota, Shivangi is a character that I've never done before and who's like she's not me. She's very muffled, she's very binda, she's very confident. She's not bubbly at all. So that when we were shooting for Kota Factory, I had to go back and watch the first season to see how. So I've also changed my voice a little bit. So that's why I also had to like go back and see how I did that and how I talk and how I am exactly.
Did you find season 2 easier? Like, did you know your way around better, or did you find it more difficult? Just
yeah, definitely. It gets easier, and this season it's more like the writers have explored the characters deeper, and there is more to the character. Every character has grown, so there were a lot of differences.
But did you have the same writers and directors?
Yeah. Same writers.
That really helps.
Same writer. Yeah. That's just a blessing. With another director, with another writer, it just gets very difficult to sync again. Mm-hmm. But we've been lucky that all the 3 seasons the same, like Hostel Days, Kota Factory, and Girls Hostel have been the same directors and the writers. So yeah.
I imagine that must help with just the sense of consistency you feel, on that set.
If you like the team, it's the best thing. If you don't, then it's the worst.
Good luck.
Then you're stuck with them for seasons and forever.
Rasika, with you, you really get the sense that you got to the point where filmmakers are really looking at you in very different ways. Just the last few years, especially last year, we saw you in such different projects, very different characters. Was it tough getting to this point where you weren't sort of put in a box and perceived in only like a specific way?
Well, I didn't really concern myself too much with that kind of stuff throughout my career because I always believed that scripts are different, stories are different, and no matter what you do, you will be playing a different part, even though there might be some sort of one box that you can put this character into, but the life that you will be trying to immerse yourself in will be a different one. And because you have different directors, it will be visualized differently. So I never thought that I was typecast in the first place. However, Mirzapur happened, and Mirzapur was a very different physicality and physical presence for me. I was just so excited to sort of be try and be this person who is quite wicked and very deliciously so, and is like a master class in manipulation, and also somebody who's who wears her sexuality on her sleeve. But I still feel like, for example, if you take Safiya in Manto and Savita in A Suitable Boy, they might be very similar sort of in the same, also in the same era, and probably dressed in a similar way once in a while, but I feel they're completely different people. So for me, it's fun to do them anyway.
Essas view, you've talked in terms of how you're perceived, you've talked about how there are certain sections of the audience who've reacted very strangely because now that you are all grown up and they recognize you as a child actor, now that you're taking on these bold, outspoken roles, they react badly to it, like as if to say that, this is not how you should be. Does that still happen?
Yeah. I mean, not much, but there have been people who've been like, and I don't think it's their fault because I completely get it because they've seen me and my friend Ganesha play a little 8-year-old with spikes and chashma and who's friends with Ganesha, and then they see me abusing on screen and be like all like badass. So it is a little, I mean, for them it might come as a surprise, and people have come and said to me that this is just too different and we can't see you like this, and I mean, it upsets me how different you are right now, and I completely get that, but it's fun at the same time. I think I also take that as a compliment because I have been able to like portray myself like that, and I have been able to do such roles. I've been able to live both the lives, so I think it's fine.
I guess that's a compliment. That means that playing these outspoken roles, it means that you're doing it well. If people are reacting like that, that's definitely a good sign.
I guess.
And does it tag of being sort of a digital star, does it mean that a lot of the roles you get are in a similar space to do sort of, do people see you in a certain way when you get offered projects?
It's actually debatable, to be very honest, because I have done a role where like I've done Shivangi, who's very different from Richa, and I've done Akanksha, who's very different from Richa and Shivangi. So there have been roles but I'm not done something completely different. All these roles are girl next door. So I mean, for me, I feel to get projects gets a little difficult because I feel casting, when like people from casting look at you, they have this image of you and they just don't approach you for different kinds of roles because they think that she won't be able to do it. So for me it gets a little difficult, but I'm trying my best to break that. But yeah, that, I mean, I have not really thought about it as much. I'm just going with the flow and I'm just doing anything that I get.
Hopefully it's just a matter of time till you get to play something that's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And Rasika, you mentioned Beena. I have to ask, she really had such an exciting arc this season. She really did steal the season. I have to ask you about that scene where you finally got revenge and killed Bauji. Was that as satisfying to film as it was to watch? Because for the audience, we've been waiting for this for so long.
If I tell you the truth about that day when we were shooting, you laugh because it had gone into 1.5 shifts and we were all exhausted. This was the last scene of the day, and this was an action sequence, and the fight masters direct this scene, so then they came on with very high energy. They often have very high energy because of the nature of their work, and all of us are like wilting away. I am standing in front of Bauji and I'm trying to deliver this very intense performance because this is what I was waiting. This is what Beena was waiting for this entire season. And right next to me, it's at 2:00 in the morning, and there's 2 spot boys standing behind me, and I can hear some whisper saying, "Egg biryani aa raha hai ki chicken?" But I have to say, I was so full of admiration for Kulbhushan Kharbanda that day. My God, he still was so concerned with every single detail of what he was doing. And he was so enthusiastic that it really, really made me pull up my socks. Kulji was still so focused and wanting to get everything right. And you can see that in the scene. He's done a fantastic job, that I just felt that here's this actor who's been working for double the time, more than double the time that I've been working. And this 2:00 in the morning, he's had a harder time in the scene. He's got blood all over him. He's fallen off a wheelchair and all of that. And he's finding the energy to do this. Why am I slacking off? So yeah, that's the truth about that scene. So I think that scene goes to Kulji.
It really is one of the high points of the season. As someone who's sort of, a social media star, you create so much content for that. You're obviously making sketches for YouTube. You're obviously an actor on all these web shows. Is there a pressure nowadays do you feel like you have to be good at all of these things? Do you feel like you have to have a presence in all these places? Is it enough to be just one? or do you feel like you really have to be present everywhere, I guess?
I mean, I don't know if it's right, but I am a person who wants to be everywhere, who wants to do everything. So for me, that happens. Like I said, I used to romanticize being a workaholic and everything. Keeping that aside, I just want to do every show, every film. I just want to do challenging roles as much as I can. So I think I'm that person. I don't know if it's right, but that's just what I want.
It must be like a double-edged sword where obviously there's a lot of love, you get from social media, but people really feel like they can say anything to you guys. They really feel that their opinion is essential and it must be shared.
Yeah, but in terms of feedback on your projects, I don't mind anything. In fact, that's what's interesting to me. If somebody has something not so nice to say, I will actually be relieved, because I really feel that we always praise our own work so much. We always push to sort of sound positive about our own work. There is no forum in which I can go and आराम से say कि नहीं यार कुछ flaws थी मेरे project में ना this didn't work, I was not good in one scene, अरे we could have reworked this a little bit. I don't find any room for that kind of conversation, and I find that very strange. And even when we are promoting the show, it's always like, "Arey, it's the best, it's the greatest." I get so exhausted with that, because it's like, I'm like, we've not made a masterpiece. Let's accept that there are flaws in this show, and maybe we should just talk about it. That's okay. We're not dissing each other or putting anybody down. I don't see that happening at all. And so if anybody says anything which they don't like, that's great. I have no problem with that. Of course, the problems I have is when things get misogynistic, when they're very abusive. That's not fun for anyone.
As for you, do people just feel like they can just give you feedback regardless, like left, right, and center?
I mean, I've been on social media for more than like 3 years now, and the amount of I'm very grateful for the amount of followers I have. But then at the same, there's just too much pressure because I'm always like judged and looked at. So I always have to be so careful about anything I say or anything I post. And when it comes to people criticizing or about their opinions, I just think that social media is such an easy access to people's feelings. So, I mean, they can just say anything and get away with it, which I've realized over a period of time, because for me, I think I block 10 people every day. It's not even funny, and I'm not even exaggerating. I have to go and block 10 people or more every day. And like my mother is, so she's just discovered social media. Okay, so it's been like 7-8 months that she's been on Instagram, and she's obsessed with it, and she's obsessed with my account for sure. So what she does is that every time I post something, she will go through every comment. So if there are like 600-700 comments on my post, she will go through all 600-700 of them, and she will take screenshots of the nasty comments that I get, and she will send it to me, those screenshots, and she'll be like, "Inko block karo. Aaj ki tumhari ye cheez hai." So, so I mean, this has just become so much fun right now. So, I mean, it's just, I feel I'll take that blessing. I mean, I don't know if it's the right word, but I just get like closer to my mother every day, because it's just so much fun to do this. And I've just accepted this. But I also look at the other 90% of good comments that I get every day, and so much support and love. So I just try to try to keep my head in the clear for sure.
It's a very unique way to bond with your mom, to just, bond over the comments. Like,
exactly. It's very weird.
People you have to block.
Yeah. It's a daily routine every day.
Before I let you guys go, we wanted to play a quick game with you. It's called When Was the Last Time? I just give you a couple of scenarios, and you just tell us the last time you did these things and why. So the first one I have is, when was the last time you guys stole something from the set of a project you were working?
So for me, I don't steal.
Okay,
So set based kitabs, there are too many books, okay, and I'm very fond of like collecting. I never read books, but I just take them. I just buy books, and I just like keep. I have a big bookshelf, and I just love collecting books, but I never read them. So I always go and ask the art director, "Can I take this book?" So I can't steal because I'm really scared. Not that I give a shit about my moral ethics or whatever. It's just that I'm scared कि पकड़ी गई फिर बेइज्जती होगी वैसा है मेरा. So I will just go and ask
Sure.
the art director कि can I take this, and then that's it.
Rasika, what about you? Last time you took something from a set.
In fact, I take things to the set. I in fact take my own props and go. I'm like, अच्छा मैं ये क्या डालूं? Drawer में drawer खाली होगा, फिर किसी scene में मैं drawer खोलूंगी, इसमें कुछ नहीं होगा. It won't feel lived in. I will put things in it. I never take
Oh, nice.
anything from set. In fact, the first day when you go on set, there are many things which look very nice, and you're like, "Arey, how beautiful!" By day 20, you're like, "I never want to see this place again in my life. I don't want anything from here."
You get tired of seeing them every day.
Yeah.
So the next one is, when was the last time you Googled yourself, and why?
In the morning, literally in the morning today, because I wanted the Girls Hostel release today, and I just wanted to like see the reviews and what people are saying about me. So I just Googled myself.
That's
I
fair.
think,
Yeah.
I think about 2-3 days back, and why? I don't remember why. I really don't. But
Just a midweek ritual. Just Google yourself.
I have no recollection why. Sorry, but
No.
I do it often. I do it like once a week maybe or something.
Fair enough. And lastly, when was the last time you watched a performance on screen that made you insanely jealous?
I watched Mrs. America and I thought that it was just fantastic for the kind of women roles it had.
Yeah.
Also about what it spoke about. I mean, it was a very personal journey of the women's movement in 70s America, which is a movement that I've always been very fascinated about and read some stuff about it. But just to see everybody's personal journey of such different women through that and their sort of negotiation with wanting to be a part of the same movement but have differences, but having differences within that. But also the performances, my God, it was stunning.
It's phenomenal.
And I was just so jealous. I was like, I want to be in that project.
Fingers crossed. As you?
I think almost all the performances that I watch, which are great, I don't think I'll get jealous of them, but I'm just like always in awe of how amazing it is. But the last time, I think it's very recent again, it was Girls Hostel last night, and I was watching Srishti's performance. And I love her as a performer, and she's done a few things. There were a few scenes, there were such subtle looks, and I was just not jealous, but I was upset that how amazing she is, like how beautifully, how effortlessly she's done everything. And obviously Rasika's roles, I think my mother and I were watching Out of Love during lockdown, and my mother is just Rasika. She's a huge fan of yours. So in the morning, I told her I'm like she'll be at the interview, and she just went mad. So we were watching Out of Love, and both of us were so impressed. So I think these
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun to talk to both of you about everything that you guys have worked on, obviously the releases that you have now, and more importantly, all the work that you guys have ahead, which we really, really look forward to. I really do think it's such an exciting time, and we look forward to everything that comes in the future. So thank you so much.
Hi guys, this is Ehsaas Channa, and if you like this video,
Then please subscribe to Film Companion.